Clinical practice number 2, Ana Munoz. My principal really is a man of action. He has a powerful voice, being that he used to be a football coach, and follows through on his words. He's really trying to make some really good, massive changes to improve our site, and we needed that. He's a no-nonsense, take charge, visionary. He's thought of things I've never seen before that have really worked. He has transformed our campus. He also has a really good heart, and he tries to help. He's understanding of my situation as a special needs mom, and understands he has to mentor me to become a better admin designee. He's always pushing me to do more and try things. I like how he trusts me and tells me to use the power to make positive change. You see, I really do have a sensitive heart. I'm used to working with special kids and my own special son. But he reminds me now, I'm the admin designee. I'm the person in charge because he's not there very much. He has a lot of stuff he has to do on the other campus. I have to uphold the policies in the educational code. He told me I could be soft and kind, and especially show compassion if a student's crying or a situation calls for it. But to also be tall and strong as I enforce discipline policy and make sure students follow the rules of an efficient campus. The part for me of going from teacher to administrator is learning to help the adults do the job well. That's been a transition. Every single day in the morning after I teach around 10 o'clock, and through text and phone calls throughout the day and sometimes into the night and the following morning. It is essential that I write down any form of communication, and I learn to document it all to be a dynamic principal like he is. All these documents and me dictating many things for him have been really good changes. We've written down a huge list and we're crossing it all off to make a wonderful site plan for our school. I've always loved working as a teacher and collaborating with them. It's a little different as an admin, I'm finding, because sometimes I have to tell them to go to meetings and to write up reports and to turn down documents on time, on the schedule. He tells me, you have to lead your pack, be tough, be fair. That way there are high expectations and the staff rises to the occasion. He reminds me of a good quote. It says, be the change you want to see. That's what Gandhi said. And of course, always dress the part. My principal told me to go buy suits. And honestly, that's all I ever see him in. And I think I get it now, for he's the leader of our campus. He has to be dressed up all the time. You never know who'll be asking questions and evaluating the leader. I do notice formal rules, such as wearing a suit daily to school. Or you're at the top, you're the leader. I do see him refer to educational code and following federal, state, and local policies. And he does quote them, and he looks at them, and he quotes them to the adults as needed to make sure every single rule is followed and crossed off, such as during suspension paperwork. Informally, especially behind closed doors, he loves to laugh. He has a good bit of humor. And he's also really good at making students laugh. He keeps it real. He's always straight to the point. He's very effective as time management. I like to say he's like Bruce Lee. It's his favorite character. He's always fighting off battles to save the day. He has to put out a lot of fires and handle situations, and he makes sure to always put his students first. His underlying belief is safety first, and to follow all federal rules and educational code. We're at a technology school. He's really good at it. And often, when we have an angry parent on the phone, I can see him smiling. He just lets them talk it out. And then he reminds them the rules. And he's there to make sure the children has the best education possible, which means following all the school rules. That usually calms parents down, and he would say several times, remember, it's my big job. I'm here to make sure the students become successful. That straightforward approach is a really good strategy. What I learned about the process, man, I learned so much. I learned that being a teacher, advocate, and a public speaker, man, that's just the foundation for an admin designee. But to be in my principal's shoes is a whole nother thing. Good things happen, thanks to the boss. He's put in a lot of system and processes for a really great flow at school. He asked me to help him with the LCAP for funding. We did WASC. We've done a site plan. We've done a lot of things. And he's helped me through it all. Was there any surprises? Yeah! I had to help him with scheduling, which was new to me. And honestly, it's pretty complicated being an administrator of scheduling. And at a charter school, there are no unions. And you can be fired at will. I saw it happen. someone's not pulling their weight, they might not be there the next day. And he said, folks, as teachers, everybody wants in a charter. It's so much easier to have 20 kids in a class than 40 in a public setting. So you have to have the very best people at all times. Do I have any other answer to questions? Yeah, I would like to learn more about the CPS report. It's new for me, and I'd like more training on it. I've had some, but definitely not enough as an admin. Most of the staff said they would do more training, for most of us come from industry. So for many of my staff, it's the first time as mandatory reporters. I want to get them more training. What I take away? Well, first, there'll be days that we cry. There's some situations that are hard, but we got to work through them. 2, we have a really large percentage of special needs and those with autism. There's going to be some tough calls. There are some this week. But we have to follow the educational code, and safety is always first. And last, third, to always put safety first and use common sense. Go with your heart. Do what's right. In the end, the head leader as principal, everything falls back on his shoulders. And that's going to be me one day as administrator. I have to be solution-based and really care about the students and staff. When it comes to following rules, I have to make sure OSHA is taken care of. They do show up. They inspected our site. I have to make sure the ADA compliance, especially for our special needs students. My principal spent time explaining to me about IDEA law and how to take care of our SPED students. My principal also told me to read all the rules and educational codes. I had a lot of questions, and he explained them all. He told me that it's important to be educated in rules and policies. I also learned a lot about the Uniform Complaint Code and how to uphold the educational code. And lastly, I always need to make sure that safety is first and to remember to make good decisions that help all stakeholders. Overall, I was very honored that my principal allowed me to shadow him. I learned so much. I'm going to use this knowledge to hopefully become the best administrator I possibly can in the near future.